Hi, Doc Greene for Raging Elephants Video, Raging Elephants Radio. Thank Pedro for shooting all the video today. We're about to walk into Trey Martinez-Fisher's office and see what he's got to say about the cause of liberty. Here we go. And they obviously knew we were coming because they left.
Nope, to lunch. Hi there.
Hi.
Oh, here's someone. Hi, I'm Doc Greene with Raging Elephants Radio.
Hi, nice to meet you. Alice.
And do you have any, is Mr. Martinez, Mr. Fisher?
No, not today.
He's not here today? Does he have a chief of staff maybe we can talk to?
Not in today. I can have someone call you.
Oh, I'll certainly do that.
Can I get your contact information?
Let's see if I've got another card. I've been handing them out all day.
Great. All right, I'll get the word out when
I appreciate it. We just wanted to find out how he was going to work on a couple of issues that we had coming up. Primarily very concerned, of course, with whether or not Texans can be granted the constitutional rights that are available to all the other people in the United States. So, as you're aware, 34 other states have constitutional carry, where they're allowed to carry a weapon according to the Second Amendment of the United States Constitution. And we are concerned whether or not Texas politicians are going to support constitutional rights for Texans.
Okay, I'll get the word out and have someone get you.
Thank you so
All right,
much.
thank you. Great day.
See if Mr. Craddock's here. Yep. Hi.
I'm Doc Greene with Raging Elephants Radio. We're hoping that Mr. Craddock might be available.
He's not available right now, no. And our chief of staff is on the phone right now, and she is the one that keeps track of his schedule. So I can give you her card, or you can wait till you want to talk to her.
Oh, we'd love to have a card.
Okay.
The chief of staff could give us some comments.
That is up to
Or do
her.
you have a press office?
We do not. She's the legislative director, chief of staff, press. She's all in one, so she would be the one to talk to about that.
Great. He was a Raging Elephants Radio.
I had listened to it a couple of times.
And were you absolutely shocked by what you heard?
No, I've been around politics, so I just don't really get shocked by anything. I know,
Well, what we do at Raging Elephants Radio, as you know, that's different than other radio stations. We mostly talk about Texas and Texas politics. And that's where we have the RERvideo-Doc page, so that you can get fresh Texas news multiple times a day.
Great.
Anyway, we hope you become a regular listener, and that way you keep Tom informed as to how the groups of Texas feel about these issues.
I definitely will, and I will let Kate know that you stopped by. If maybe later on today, if you wanted to come back and see if she was available.
Okay, great. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Chamber was trying to do so, and they identified
It's one of the things that I notice. It's really difficult to find these guys actually in their offices. They're probably downtown having a beer about now, but...
Yeah. Well, they saw Raging Elephants Radio was here, so they took off.
Oh, this ought to be fun. Let's do it. Let's see Mr. Kiff. Hi. Doc Greene with Regional Office Radio.
Sure.
We were wondering if Mr. Kiefer was in.
He is not. He's out of the office at the moment. Can we take a message or?
Well, do you have a chief of staff or a press officer that would like to talk to us?
I can see if they're available. Do you have a card or something that I can?
I'm kind of running out of cards.
They're expensive anyway, don't ever give me one too.
I remember when I was a salesman, they always told us that once you've given out your card, you've already lost the sale.
Sure, sure. Let me see if he's got a minute.
Okay.
When they have something else to look at, you sort of, you lose. That's like doing a speech and handing them out your little program first. You made a mistake.
Sure.
What do you do?
I am a scheduler.
In charge of scheduling?
That's right.
Maybe we could just get him live on the radio. Is that possible?
If possibly, you know, if you want to send me the email with details of, you know,
I'm here. You're the scheduler.
I know, but I realize with all of the things we have coming in, of things that are in writing, it makes things go a little bit better, you know?
Well, I understand that, but it's also been my experience that a lot of times if you do it right in writing by email, they just never respond.
Well, I'll respond if you.
What I'm afraid of is that there are people who just don't want to talk to Doc Greene on Regional Office Radio. That's what I think. And it's really hurting my heart. You know, that nobody wants to talk to me, and I don't understand it.
Where's that forward thing to you?
Okay. Does it have the attachment? I'm not sure that I got the attachment.
A little about it.
He can be with you in just a second. I'll give you a few minutes.
Oh, that would be great.
So if y'all just want to
Okay.
hang out for a sec.
Sure, don't waste the battery on that.
Okay.
I've seen you come in. You were still in the track.
Thank you.
This one's from Sarah.
Okay.
Just got the boss out, so I was trying to get some lunch.
That was,
You know,
well,
You
I didn't get any
celebrate
lunch
when
either.
the boss-
They ran me off in the cafeteria a while ago.
You know, you celebrate when you finally get the boss back to the district. So,
No, I don't think so.
but there you go. What can we do for you?
Well, we just wanted to kind of come and get a feel for where he was going to stand on some of the major issues that are out there. Of course, one of the top ones right now is whether or not we're going to have constitutional carry in Texas.
Right.
And what is this?
Why do you think that's one of the major issues?
Well, because unless
We got a budget to balance.
unless we have
We
that,
got taxes to cut.
nothing else matters.
Really?
Yes.
So if we don't do constitutional carry, but we cut your property taxes, we increased water, we stop some of the school diversions, we bring tuition reform back to higher education. We do all of those things, and we don't pass constitution carry. This is going to be a non-successful session.
Well, I appreciate the attitude that the major job of the senators and reps is to come to Austin and divide up the pile of money. I totally understand.
No, we're cutting taxes.
Well, that's what they keep saying.
We're giving money back.
But see, I know what a tax cut is, and I know that there's not one on
Did you see the outline for the House budget?
I've not seen the most recent one now.
You should look at it. It provides money back to you and me.
Well, can we talk about cutting taxes for a minute?
Sure.
It's totally immoral to have a tax on your primary residence. Because you see, in Texas, you can never, ever own a piece of property. You can live in that house only so long as you pay rent to the state. And once Dad dies and leaves Mom with the house that he paid for, and Mom's on Social Security, she has to get out of that house and go live in a group home.
Why is that?
Because she can't pay the property taxes.
Why can't she freeze them at 60, just like all? Because of the bill we passed 2 sessions ago that allows all Texas seniors to freeze their property tax in place when you turn 60, so that you're not eaten up.
Your position is, we know that you'll never be able to own that home, but we promise we're only going to abuse you a little bit.
You know, you can put those words in my mouth, but that's not what I said, Doc.
No, that's not what you said. We're recording it, so we know. But you see my point, because that's exactly what it is. And as a member of the benevolence team in my church for many years, I've seen far too many widows forced out of their home. That would have been the Pentecostals of Houston in Houston.
Okay.
And it's sad that we do that. It is immoral to tax someone's primary residence, and I want to know why we can't get a single, quote, conservative Republican, unquote, to stand up for what's moral and just say, that's it, no property tax on your primary residence.
What are we going to replace that income with?
We cut spending, we don't replace the income. The budget of Texas is stupid out of control. It should be half of what it is, probably should be less than half.
Really?
Yes, really. And
how are we going to pay for? We're still paying off Beltway 8. Did you live close to Beltway 8? How about 620?
That's actually not true. Beltway 8's been paid for a long time.
No, I don't think so. I think we're still paying bonds on Beltway 8.
Well, Beltway 8 should have been paid off a long time ago. Have you any idea how many gazillions of dollars that takes in on a daily basis?
No, I don't. But
they've raised the toll 3 times since it was put in.
But it doesn't pay for it.
And I know because
the whole load.
With me and all of my trucks that my company owns, we send them up and down that tollway. We used to do it to save time, but now the congestion, of course, on the tollway is just as bad as it is anywhere else.
But
the only difference is now I'm paying $6
that's the reason
to park.
That's the reason I don't come to Houston much. We like House District 60 a lot better than we do Houston, but that's okay.
But once again, roads, that is a legitimate expense. And you're going to fix the diversions. We're not going to be taking money out of the license plate tax, out of the inspection tax, out of the car tax.
We sure hope so.
We want to get all that into roads where it should be, correct?
Yes, sir.
We love that. Back to my first question.
But now answer my question then. If we do that, and Chairman Keffer's been strong on ending diversions and kind of reforming the way you couldn't do it all last session because it was such a big gulp. Mm-hmm. But certainly for taking it over the next couple of sessions and getting it done so we can if you're paying a tax for a particular thing, then that should go to that particular
exactly
thing.
So like the motorcycle guys were up here saying, hey, we've been paying this $5 a bike tax. It's supposed to go into motorcycle safety, but that's being diverted into other things.
I thought the motorcycle guys, then not many of them came by our office. I guess we don't have many motorcycle folks out.
Well, your office is too small. I couldn't find it.
Well, dang. Well, you get office based on seniority, so we're not one.
Thank you for answering that question because it had occurred to me.
We're not one of the more senior. Speaker Craddock's been here longer than we have, so
this office is bigger than my house.
His office is big. So, but I thought the motorcycle folks went to the trauma care. I thought their $5 went to trauma care.
Well, it's supposed to do that, but it's also supposed to go into a safety
program.
A safety program, whereas they run public service ads, watch out for motorcycles, and also into a safety training program for bikers. And
Well,
apparently that's
if
being
you've got
diverted.
language, or like I said, we didn't have many of them stop by. If they've got language, surely something that Chairman Keffer would be for, because again, he's for, if you're paying a tax or something, then we should fund that thing.
Well, the main thing that I wanted to be for is this. The Lord Jesus Christ said, as quoted in Luke 22:36, if you don't have a gun, sell your coat and buy one. That's what
Really?
Jesus said. That's
I'm
what he
going to
said.
look that up.
Well, Luke 22:36. She's probably got it right there.
And it says if you didn't have a gun?
Actually, it said
I kinda-
sword.
Okay.
But
All
see, at
right.
that point
Now
in
we're-
time,
now we're talking.
Yeah, you and Craig Estes, you guys are on the same page.
Now we're talking.
I believe he said sword. But here's the thing. That was the finest military weapon available back then. And that was Jesus Christ saying, and the reason for it was he wanted them to be able to defend themselves.
So you're not a strict
against tyranny.
constructionist, you're for modification.
Well,
Historic documents?
what I am for is
No,
today
I'm asking,
we don't
are you a
have
strict
swords.
constructionist?
I guess I
Are
would.
you a strict constructionist?
I guess if I wanted everybody to have a sword, I would be a
Are
strict
you a strict,
constructionist.
so you're not a strict constructionist?
I'm not a strict constructionist.
Damn it!
But see, the Bible is a
Oh,
living
I'm sorry.
document. The
No.
Bible is a living document. Strike that.
Delete that. Don't back that up. Don't quote me as saying damn it. Don't quote me as saying damn it.
So anyway, the point is that was a fine military weapon, and they needed to be able to defend themselves against the government at that point in time. That was his point. Why should we not have the same constitutional rights in Texas that 34 other states already have? Are Texans not trustworthy with liberty?
I think Texans are very trustworthy with liberty.
Then can we count on Mr. Keffer to get behind constitutional carry and say this is a must-have in Texas?
You can count on Chairman Keffer to look at all the priorities of the state, and after we've cut taxes and funded education, that's the other thing we got to do.
But see, it's not all about the money, sir. It's not. The money is important, but it's not as important as liberty.
But all of those things are tied to liberty, because if we don't pass the budget, if we don't do a lot of things that were constitutionally authorized or directed to
mandated,
do, mandated to do by the people of the state of Texas, then everything else is kind of second thought. So the one thing the state of Texas tells Chairman Keffer and his 149 colleagues he has to do is balance the budget, pass a balanced budget.
Well, looking at Texas laws, comparing them to other states, right now Texas rates number 19 on the Liberty Index. Now, I guess you could say, well, at least we're in the top 25, but why is Texas not number one in liberty?
I don't know.
Why is it that when Sean Hannity was looking for a place to move to, either Florida or Texas, he was having to make that decision? Why was that decision hard? Well, it was hard because our property taxes are ridiculous, and we don't have the liberty here in Texas that they have in some other places.
Does Mr. Hannity want to pay an income tax in Florida?
Well, I think Mr. Hannity finally decided to move to Texas, but my exact point is this. It shouldn't have even been a question. It should not be a question. You should be able to look at Texas and say, there is a state that has real liberty, and no place else has what Texas has. And that's what we want to see. And that's what I want to get Mr. Keffer on board with is Second Amendment.
I tell you what, I'll look straight at the camera. You can get Chairman Keffer on board for liberty. He is in full support of liberty.
And liberty would also allow non-licensed carry of arms.
I don't know about that. I mean, that's the question. If you're going to have somebody carrying arms, and he supports the Second Amendment, but don't we want folks to go through training? Don't we want folks to have common sense and have training?
I think that is a matter of common sense, and maybe we could even have some public service ads encouraging that. But more people get killed with hammers than they get.
Who's going to pay for those public service ads?
Me as well. I don't have a good answer for that, except for the fact that Texas has a huge budget and we could probably cut a little fat out of there.
Now you're back to taxes.
So, we need to actually have real tax cuts. But I'm really here on the liberty issue today, and that's what we'd like to see. And it bothers me that so many, guys you think will be kind of like conservatives, want to limit the rights of Texans.
I don't think Chairman Keffer wants to limit the rights of Texans. He wants to, on a liberty scale, I think one of his priorities would be returning taxes to the constituents of House District 60. And
Well, then why does he
hopefully that
not
would
just
bump us-
sponsor the
hopefully
total
that was-
elimination of property
hopefully-
taxes on your private residence?
Well, because then what are we going to replace that with?
Once again, we spend way too much money on too many things, and we need to get out of that business. I mean,
Okay, what does the property tax bring in the state of Texas?
I don't know how many millions that is. I just know what I pay, and I happen to know on a house that I bought 40 years ago, the property tax bill is now higher than the original mortgage payment.
Let me tell you, the only thing wrong with your statement was the first letter of that word. It's not millions, it's billions.
Billions.
And so, we've got I think next year our proposed budget is, I think it's 117 billion. And if we eliminate billions out of that, and have to replace it, I'm not saying we have to replace it one-to-one, but we have to replace it with something. Is it sales tax? What is it? And then what does that do to the economics of manufacturers, retailers, and the like? So
Well, that's where I'd like to go as a guy that actually owns a retail operation. I'd just like to go to a pure sales tax and eliminate the other, 61 taxes that we pay.
What would our sales tax rate have to be for that?
Well, I think it should be somewhere around 9% because God only asked for 10.
Well, it's 8. What is it now? It's 8.
It's
Well,
8.25.
9 for the state, and then allow the city.
No, I mean 9% period.
Okay.
Because we spend way too much money on this stuff.
On that, you and Chairman can agree. You and Chairman Keffer can agree that our budget is pretty high. Now, I think the current speaker has done a pretty good job at holding that line, and the amount of increase is held under the population growth and all of
Well, that's what they say, but you and I both know the last budget increase is actually 26%.
No, I don't. I know
It
that
was.
some of your folks say that.
Well,
but,
it was.
It was not.
Because some of the stuff they cut in the previous session, they actually underfunded the budget, and then they brought it all back in the next session, and hence 26% increase.
Then we're just going to agree to disagree on that one. 'Cause
Here's what I'd like to see.
The numbers do not
You
bear
said
that
the
out.
budget was 170 billion?
No, 17.
17
I
billion?
think that's right.
All right, here's what I'd like to see. It's budget 17 billion this year. Next year, the budget is going to be 15 billion.
117.
Oh, 117. Yeah, 117. Well, then I'd like to see it be like 97 billion. Next budget cycle. Now that would be a budget cut.
I tell you what, then your homework from this process, go and find me that $10 billion and come back with a very detailed plan so that we can look at it and find out where we're going to cut $10 billion.
I can do that.
You've got homework.
Thank you. I appreciate
Absolutely, I
it.
appreciate you. But I wish you were a strict constructionist.
Well, you see, I want something a little better than a sword to carry around these days because there's a lot of thugs. And some of them are in government.
Oh, come on now. Now you're getting personal.
I didn't mention any names. I just said some of them are in government.
But some of those people are probably my friends. And so
Oh, I would hope not.
You're getting personal.
So
Anything else
actually,
we do?
where is the controller's office?
The controllers is in the, is it the LBJ building? It's LBJ. It's either the Reagan building or the LBJ building. No, it's the LBJ building.
Okay.
Which is down on 14th and Congress.
All right,
Or,
well-
actually, that way.
That's going to be one of my visits because I've been trying to get somebody from them on my radio show for some time so we could talk Texas budget.
There you go. Comptroller Hager's a great guy.
Well, I know him very well. Unfortunately,
Good.
he knows me very well, so
Oh.
he's not likely to come on the show. But God bless him. He's got a big job. We want him to do it well.
And that's the good thing. God does bless everybody.
So anyway, thank you for your time.
Absolutely.
You're very kind to
Doc, I
talk to
appreciate
me.
you. Sure.
And
Holler back whatever.
hope you guys will listen to Raging Elephants Radio and
Holler back. Well, it's all the way over there in Houston. How come y'all?
Oh, we're on your smartphone. Use the TuneIn Radio
But
app.
I ain't that smart.
Or Greer here. She can go to RagingElephantsRadio.com and bam, oh, there it is.
Bam.
So you can
But
get
see,
us
they-
anywhere in the world. We
they
got listeners
belong-
in 46 foreign countries.
See, they block a lot of those sites from us because we're public servants and, we ought to be working.
Well, we want you to work, but you know, we are a news aggregator. As one guy said, you are the Drudge Report of Texas.
Ah, okay.
And that's what we do is I and my associates, we spend hours every day putting up fresh Texas news at Raging Office Radio.
Cool. Good deal. I appreciate you stopping by. I appreciate y'all.
Well, it's kind of you to talk to me. I appreciate it. I've now ruined your entire lunch.
You have not?
And I'm going to let you go.
You have not ruined my entire... But now if you're a radio show, why are y'all filming?
Well, we do video too.
On the radio?
On the
Can I get
website.
that on my
On the
smartphone?
website. Well, you need a special radio to get that. They call it a TV.
Can I tell my mom? Hi, Mom.
Why does everybody says hi to Mom? Dad never gets any love.
Why not? My dad's passed away. So, but of course you say hi to your mom.
Of course, I do the same thing. So
Sounds good. Appreciate you, Doc.
it's nice chatting with you.
Have a good one.
All right.
Was Damon on the 8th? Was that not? Come on, do me a favor.
Look, if that's the worst thing you ever said in your life,
But I don't want people, that's not the worst thing I've said, but I don't want people to know us. Come on,
look,
edit that out.
you don't want people to know you're human